Alright, hello, welcome to Awesome Noughts. As I drop that down, you can't see this in the replay. An interesting point to note, which I was not entirely aware of at the time, is that my team was actually ahead on kills. If I just bring up these stats here, we can see that the enemy Leon has 2 kills, but he's not like he's ahead if you then look at the solo, but when I joined the game, just looked straight at the minimap, saw that we were 2 turrets down and assumed we were losing. But I guess it was not so one-sided. Now, basically the the reason that I wanted to make a video of this game is partly, I'm just going to switch those off, partly because it kind of shows off how late joining can be not as super bad as people sometimes say it is, and also partly because one of the upgrades that I picked, as you can see is this. I just died there. I do have some problems with that. But yes, we are going to get a kill and then the death. Regardless, the upgrade which transforms, he's not doing anything, which transforms droids into enemy droids into friendly hummingbird droids when Genji cocoons them, which there is a bit of a debate about that upgrade going on. I managed to miss a droid there. Very impressive by me. And I'm possibly going to... Nope, not quite die. Oh, the juicy bait. And Skolder probably should have killed me there, although if he'd stayed in long enough to get the kill on me, he might have also died himself, so that's like a trade-off sort of thing. But yeah, the droid-transforming upgrade on Cocoon, which there is currently a bit of a debate going on about it on forums, and yeah, it's weird on replays. You can see the droid before it actually spawns. About whether this upgrade is good. Like, I've always seen kind of mixed feelings on that upgrade, because there have always been people who said that it was just a bad upgrade and didn't actually help. Which I've never agreed with. I've always thought that it could be quite useful, unless the enemy team is just incredibly good at clearing droids, and then the hummingbirds often don't live long enough to do anything. It's always potentially useful. Whereas now the somewhat more prevailing opinion seems to be, I would say a more accurate one, that it's possibly too good, because, I mean, this is the thing, the reason I picked it in this match, well, I used to use it pretty much all the time, but now I don't use it all the time, so I still use it sometimes. The reason I picked it in this match is because, as I said, I joined and saw that we were 2 turrets down, and so I assumed that we were kind of losing. And so I figured, I'll get the droid-transforming upgrade, because that can really help to stall out pushes and actually get our own pushes going, so it can help us to ensure that they don't push down our turrets, and we can turn things around in that regard. it also helps that the enemy team, Skulder, Frog, and Leon, none of them are particularly great at clearing droids. Certainly like not hummingbird droids, because yeah, that was kind of dumb on my part. That's what my teammates are doing. I shouldn't have gone far forward enough that I could get thrown like that. But with my teammates got the frog. C in turn went too far forwards. Come on, don't lag on me, replay. Yes, the droid transforming. Yes, the Skulder, obviously, his auto attack is single target and melee, and you have to jump to hit the flying droids. Leon also will have to jump to hit the flying droids. Although, in both cases, they have the knockback that will allow them to knock the flying droids down to earth, where they can hit them all the droids together, but it still makes a difference. And Frog, he's short range, and well, generally frogs will build into their abilities because those are good at killing Nauts. And then they'll save their auto attack for clearing droids, but it has no upgrades, so it doesn't do it very quickly.
Keep it cool and fall back.
And for that matter, on top of that, none of these three Neo-Orts on the enemy team are particularly good at pushing in general. So I can only assume that the reason we were 2 turrets down already when I joined this game is because obviously Leon has those 2 kills, so I guess he killed 2 of my teammates and then they pushed down the turrets while it was 3v2. Minor point, which is not necessarily relevant, but at least potentially could be. Not going to get anything there. I took the time briefly to kill Leon's clone there, which could seem like a waste of time, but if you think about it, he can, his entire team, in fact, can see that clone on the mini-map, wherever it is. He doesn't seem to have a new one yet, but and that means that they can see what is around that clone, and that mini-map vision can be very significant sometimes. You know, obviously it depends where the clone is, for how significant that knowledge is going to be, but still something to bear in mind. But yes, the general point, yeah, I have to assume that the 2 turrets went down because of an early double kill by Leon. Because just on the basic pushing ability, their team is not so great. Which would be why things are now going the way they are, because you know, this red team can potentially... Oh, I'm gonna die here. Or not? Oh, I am. I remember. Yeah, so I missed that cocoon. If I hit that cocoon, I would have lived. Yeah, because red team, they can win fights and get kills, but then they're going to have trouble pushing. Let's bring up the items again. I want to look at scoops. Okay, he has range and damage on hammer. He doesn't have, and only 1 stage of damage at that, and no cooldown. Because of course, Scoop, if he goes full on spam hammer, that can just halt pushes by itself, because you just throw it out every like 4 seconds. I think it's 4 seconds, and no droids ever reach your turrets. And Coco, has the ball and the blaze. I mean, she has blind on ball lightning, which I don't generally feel like it's that great an upgrade, but it does help slow down droids. So we're decently well set up to stall here. And in the meantime, we're going to be. That Cocoon probably would have got a kill. We're decently well set up to kind of get our own pushes going. So it's going to be very difficult for them to actually win the game. They have to rely on their killing ability and actually make something of pushes once they've killed us. And, Leon should have been so dead there. And then, Frog almost dead. I think Scolder is about to also escape on very low health. At least this allows us again to get pushes happening, maybe, except that I guess they healed up because they're doing stuff in the top line. So yeah, I mean, this is the thing, given the... It really annoys me when people do that, and it's something which I've seen happening a frustrating amount recently, that I'm playing Genji, I cocoon someone on the enemy team, and then someone on my team immediately activates a damage ability, like Scoop's Bindings, and it's like, that doesn't do anything until they come out. Wait for 2 seconds so that your ability will actually do something. Could be a better idea. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that for all that fight obviously worked out pretty well for my team anyway, and I think that I helped with that at least. I think that if I hadn't stopped to hit Blessing, because Blessing halts your momentum, I think if I hadn't actually used my Blessing there, I would have lived, because I could have just kept walking to the right and dropped through this platform before the turret killed me. So that was a bit dumb on my part. I want to... what's my shortcut for getting rid of this? No, that's the wrong one. No, that's... I can't remember my shortcut to hide chat. That's also not it. I'm sure I'll remember at some point. Yeah, so basically what I wanted to kind of see was that actually since I've joined, I guess we're not overall sort of favourable on kills, and part of that is me, and I feel like Scoop possibly could have got that kill if he didn't just run away straight afterwards, straight after hitting the binding. It's because Frog was almost dead there. Yeah, this definitely lends some weight to the droid-transforming cocoon is too good school of thought, because, like, you know, obviously there's more to it. I'm doing more than just cocooning droids. I'm also, you know, helping out in fights so that we don't die as much, except that I've died 5 times. And yeah, I'm also helping push by clearing droids normally, but it's still very much kind of thing that that's the thing, like, I'm having some contribution in fights by cocooning enemies, though then my teammates don't necessarily take full advantage of that, and popping Blessing, which at least helps keep them alive, though it doesn't necessarily keep me alive. But my main contribution in this match has been pushing with my auto attack and the droid cocoon thing, and it's working. You know, it all seems to be kind of working out for us. In that, I mean, okay, we've taken damage on these turrets. That's actually like the third of it. Oh, okay, so we've taken some appreciable damage on the turrets, so maybe it's not working as well as I've been implying, and I'm almost dying here. But not quite. So yeah, and given that I probably... Ooh, yeah. Yes, baby curry mammoth. Mostly because Goldir, I think. And I think Leon has Silence Tongue. Yeah, both stages, which can cause me serious problems, because my big ways of... Like, if Leon comes on me unawares, the general way that I expect to survive that is through a mixture of Cocoon and Blessing. Because one-on-one with Leon, my auto-attack is probably not going to cut it. So I really need those abilities available, so reducing the silence duration, a helpful thing. Also reducing stun from Skull and Frog, and snap from Skull on the Earthquake. And yeah, I suppose although, yeah, I think Skull doesn't actually have Snack Wake. I just expected him to have it because every Skull takes that upgrade, because it's a really good upgrade. But yeah, and I mean, it's since I decided not to take the piggy bank, because I figured I could do without it, and with Jagra eggs, I really don't need regen in general. It's not like this team has a lot of pokes, so I need to be constantly getting my health back. I figure I'm kind of stuck there, and that was a bit arrogant of me. I probably should have saved that cocoon to cocoon Skoldir and make good my escape, because if Frog hadn't been teleporting out right there, he could have just killed me. But it worked out. We got that turret, things are gradually turning around, I'm getting spiritual cooking to make the whole team more tanky, so we can deal with all the crazy burst that comes out of upgraded Frog and Leon. and somewhat stalled here. And we are seeing that effect. They have difficulty pushing, particularly while I'm alive. But even when I have died 5 times, those 5 deaths weren't enough for them to actually get turrets, just damage on turrets. And now I have got the kind of stuff that I need to help me survive a bit more. And again he hits the bindings while Leon is still in the cocoon, and we get the kill anyway because I was able to chase him down. But still, like, I mean, Leon was really low in that cocoon. Even wait just 1 second. Even wait just 1 second would have gone pretty well, because bindings takes 1 second to charge, so he wouldn't get all the damage from the triple scoop, and I was being somewhat arrogant staying in there. So I should have known that Leon at least could be around somewhere. Yes, but he does have Idol of the Ice Queen, so it would have been like 330 damage. He'd probably... I'm still talking about this fight from like 2 minutes ago, but he could have got that kill quicker than I did if he just... timing. And again, look at that. Push stopped. And I've also got the heal on the blessing, which a lot of the times I prefer to get the actual shield upgrades, so that I can kind of go pop blessings proactively rather than reactively, and I clearly just totally missed a cocoon there. But in this case, Leon can be invisible. Frog is just really fast, so it can still sort of feel like he just comes out of nowhere. I felt like the heal was probably going to be more effective, because we'd probably take the damage before I could react and pop the blessing to reduce it. And we're about to win. So yeah, 2 and 6. And I mean, I don't know, Coco obviously very powerful Naught. I really wish I knew what my shortcut was for the chat. That's it. Found it. Scoop obviously did fine. So in the end, Coco was more than making up for my deaths. Like, the difference between my kills and deaths. It was exactly just my deaths that she was exactly making up for my deaths. And I mean, I probably helped a bit with that, with cocoons and blessings and things to save lives and help get kills, but a big part of it just droids, enemy team. It's not managing to push. Wow, Frog picked up ice cubes at the end. I don't understand that. I don't particularly understand his build there at all. Leon's at least kind of makes sense. It's Yeah. Oh, and Skalda had mead instead of meat. That's... And he did finally get Snarequake at the end there. It's weird choices. So maybe we just outbuilt them in general. Regardless, I thought it was kind of an interesting match, and showed how... It showed how the droid transforming can be useful, possibly to an excessive extent, and how I think a teammate can be useful even if they're not doing the best in terms of kills and deaths. Because I do think, like, for all that I was 2 and 6, like, I probably saved my teammates' lives a few times, so if I hadn't been there, if I had been a bot, then, well, for one thing, the bot might well have had a worse KD than I did, and my teammates probably would have had worse KDs than they actually did without me helping. I think. Feel free to disagree and tell me that I'm just bad at this game. Regardless, I should end this video. Goodbye.